Good morning, gang. Happy Thursday. So, a little different this morning. This one's not going to be prepping whatsoever. This is going to be the state of the United States and what's going on. But it's important for everybody to know this. Had a conversation last night with Prepper Now, and if you guys haven't checked out either one of his channels, Prepper Now or Preparedness Now, you need to, because he's got some really good information on there that he puts out. He follows a lot of stuff like I do. He'll analyze it a little different, sometimes the same, but it's always good to get multiple ideas. But we were talking about what happened in the world yesterday, and I'm betting that most of you guys have seen the stories that it got leaked today that Justice Stephen Breyer is going to retire from the Supreme Court. He's going to wait for this current session to end, and after the session ends sometime this summer, he's going to retire. He's been pushed really hard by the left to have him retire so that Joe can appoint his successor. Okay, which, okay, I'll kind of give you that. Makes sense. But, Breyer is a liberal justice. He was appointed by Bill Clinton back in the 90s. And he's 80 some odd years old or whatever now. So, okay, retire. I mean, more power, go enjoy your golden years and have it. I'm all for that. Okay, no big deal. But of course, the pundits in the world start speculating. And I've already seen it on the mainstream media, the alt-right media, everywhere. And of course, the comments are all coming through, and Prepper Now and I talked about this too. Now, if you remember in the campaign that Potato Joe promised that he would nominate a black woman to the Supreme Court. Now, my personal opinion, and I've done this my entire career, I don't care if you stand up or sit down to pee. I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, what. If you're the most qualified person for the job, that's who I want to hire. It's always been the way I've operated my business my entire career. It's the way I think. Okay? I don't get into this affirmative action, quotas crap whatsoever. But apparently Joe does. Okay, so Joe has said that he wants to nominate a black woman. And of course, that means that the speculation comes out like this. Well, Joe's going to nominate Kamala Harris to the Supreme Court. That puts his black woman there that he wants, okay? Even though I think everybody thought he meant African American, and she doesn't have a drop of African American blood in her. But that's beside the point. She's still a black woman, okay? Jamaican Indian is black. This also gets him, or gets her, out of his White House, because she's already proven that she is completely useless and not an asset whatsoever. So it solves that problem. So now that allows, this is again what everybody's speculating in the media, that allows Joe to nominate a new vice president. And, he just doesn't get to pick one. The Senate's got to confirm the vice presidential pick. But this is why it's all done before the midterms, okay? Because they don't want anybody coming up and saying, you lost the Senate, lost the House, whatever it is. You shouldn't be nominating a VP. All that same crap that we heard with Amy Coney Barrett and everything, about nominating Supreme Court justice before an election. Well, we have elections every 2 years, so it's not like that's a big deal. But so the talk is that Kamala goes to the Supreme Court, Hillary Clinton gets nominated as the vice president, and then Joe retires, Hillary becomes president, and the mainstream media goes, look, we righted the wrong from 2016. We have the first female president. Hillary's in the White House. Scary thought, huh? Sure is to me. But, you knew there was going to be some mistake in here somewhere. And leave it to good old crying Chuck Schumer to put his foot in his mouth and screw it all up for Joe. So here's the deal. We all know what the nuclear option is for confirming a Supreme Court justice. This got taken care of with judges back when the Democrats controlled everything under Obama, and they put the nuclear option in, and it says now 51 votes will confirm a judge. And then the Republicans kind of said, okay, we're going to use the nuclear option, and we're going to confirm Supreme Court justices, because before it was just the federal bench. So that's what the Democrats are hoping on now, that, hey, it's a 50-50 Senate, and Kamala Harris is the VP, and how convenient that she gets to, her last vote as vice president gets to be the one that she votes on who her successor is, right? But we're never going to get that far. Last February, when the Congress had basically gone now into Democrat control, Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer did a nice little backroom deal that took them about a month to iron out, okay? They opted into a power sharing plan in last February that splits committee membership, staffs, and budgets in half. So that means on the Judiciary Committee, there are 11 Republicans and 11 Democrats. The Democrats do not have a 12 to 10 majority because they run the Senate. It's 11-11. Why does that matter? Well, see, here's the deal, guys. If all 11 members of the Judiciary Committee oppose Biden's pick, and of course all 11 Democrats will support her, the nomination stops. It doesn't go to the Senate for confirmation hearing. The Judiciary Committee has to approve it and send it to the full House or the full Senate first. Now, that doesn't mean it's dead in the water, okay? But it gets parked until Schumer, inevitably, brings it to the floor for debate. Now, this is where we go into the nuclear option. We all know that, typically, lately, 51 votes on the Senate floor will confirm a justice. And they can put the issue, to bed, and that's it, okay? Here's the problem. And you knew there was going to be one. When the potential pick comes to the floor again via Schumer, if all 11 on the Judiciary Committee, all 11 Republicans, turn it down, it's no longer a nomination. At that point, it's a motion to discharge. It's a cloture motion. And that requires 60 votes. And if you want to really get down to the brass tacks about this, that would mean that 10 Republicans would have to have their head in the sand so far to realize that if they voted yes, Kamala goes to the Supreme Court and Hillary becomes the VP and Joe retires and Hillary becomes president. So guys, Chucky screwed up again because Joe's not getting anybody through. Certainly not any affirmative action, woke, race-based, uber-liberal justice. Certainly not Kamala Harris, which, if Kathleen Cami is now still the VP, that closes the door for Heil Hillary. So, good old Chuck did it again. Now it's to the point where those 11 senators on the Judiciary Committee, we need to 100% make sure that depending on who this nominee is, it ain't Kathleen Cami. Y'all wanted some good news. If that's not taking bad news and turning it into good news, I don't know what is. Have a great Thursday. But as you can see, I got a nice big smile on my face because Joe just marked up another loss. Pinball out.